Well, you guys know that I'm old, and today is my youngest 18th birthday. And so that makes me officially decrepit. So today it's for all the parents out there. You know, there's nothing better when strangers say nice things about your kids when they're in the wild, right? And that feeling when one of your children, maybe your favorite, even though you're not supposed to have any favorites, win some medals. It's pretty sweet, right? So you always want them to go after that. And maybe when your kid comes home from college and then they bring their best friend and you kind of like adopt that kid as part of the family. You know what I'm talking about. So welcome on to the Blackhawks Daily, folks. I'm PJ Benoit. This is your home of the real daily story about the Chicago Blackhawks. No fuss, no muss, just a fan. That's me, hanging out with us Hawks homies. That is all you fine for feathered folk. Talking hockey, a little general smack about no opponents because it's summertime, but if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button as well. They're right next to each other. We are over 1,500 subscribers. Well done, folks. Well done, folks. We're pushing to get over 2,500 because why the hell not? Sky's the limit. Don't forget, give us a follow on Apple Podcasts and Spotify as well. And on today's docket, The Athletic just did their annual pipeline ranking, and we're going to take a look at where the Blackhawks sit. Yesterday, we spoke about Bedard breaking records. Today, what about Kane? And we're going to take a look at what Mr. Jordan Greenway adds to the whole potluck that we got going on here. And, of course, your hot takes. So, Black Pistol Fire, two-person rock, bluesy rock band out of Austin. I love two-person bands. So these guys rock. Saw them at the Metro. Love their entire discography. You got to go check them out. Two-person bands. They're forced to do more. I love it. Anyway, breaking down Chicago's number 4 NHL pipeline ranking by The Athletic. So there was a massive comprehensive look into the future of this franchise. Corey Pronman over at The Athletic just dropped his 2026 NHL pipeline ranking, evaluating every team's core players of 22 years old and younger. Chicago landed at number 4 in the entire league, sliding down just slightly from number 2 ranking last year as more young talent graduates into full-time NHL roles. When you look at this prospect pool, the takeaway is pretty clear. Chicago possesses an elite franchise pillar at the very top, followed by a tremendous wave of competitive, high-skilled talent across every single position. So we're going to go through full 18-player ranking and breaking down where this rebuild stands. So starting at number 1 is in a tier of his own is a true NHL star, of course, Mr. Connor Bedard. He put up 75 points in 69 games last season, continues to show why he's the face of the franchise. He grades out with high-end puck skills, hockey sense, and shot, alongside above-average skating and compete. His ability to beat defenders one-on-one, navigate tight spaces with elite elusiveness, and run a power play makes him a lock as Chicago's long-term number 1 center and a perennial league-scoring threat. And number 2, sitting in the top of the lineup tier, Anton Frundell, selected 3rd in last year's draft. Frundell brings high-end hands, a bullet release, and pure smoothness with the puck on his stick. He showed high compete and translatable power at the World's Juniors and during his brief taste in the NHL. Chicago views him primarily as a center, whether he slots down in the middle or on the wing. He projects as a dynamic top 6 cornerstone with first unit power play upside. Coming in at number 3, Roman Kanserov, the steal of the 2023 second round. Kanserov's been tearing up the KHL as a primary offensive driver. While undersized at 5'9", he possesses high-end compete combined with above-average skating, hands, and vision. He plays with relentless bite in the dirty areas, wins battles against bigger defenders, and projects as a versatile top 6 winger who will earn any coach's immediate trust. Number 4, Frank Nazar. Nazar's game is built on high pace, high energy, and direct execution. He brings above-average speed and puck handling with high-end compete, projecting as an ideal second-line center behind Bedard, who can contribute in every game situation and play across both special teams units. Rounding out the top 5, at number 5, 6'5" winger Vaclav Nestrashil. Nestrashil made an immediate splash as a college freshman at UMass, showcasing his surprising agility, controlled zone entry ability, and soft hands for a player with massive size. He projects as an imposing middle 6 winger as he continues learning to leverage his frame around the net. Number 6, defenseman Artem Levshunov, the second overall pick in 24. Levshunov has experienced developmental ups and downs as a young pro, but his physical and offensive tools remain undeniable. He possesses above-average hands and shooting, excellent mobility, and great size. While he needs to refine his defensive risk management and pinch timing, he still carries the raw ceiling of an athletic top 4 blue liner. Excuse me. Sitting at number 7, speedster Oliver Moore. Moore boasts truly high-end skating and elite edge work. While questions remain regarding his pure offensive upside and finishing touch, his high motor compete level and two-way responsibility give him a reliable floor as a third-line center or high-tempo middle six winger. At number 8, Ryan Green. Green proved his reliability by earning full-time NHL minutes last season. He brings steady defensive awareness, penalty-killing capability, and sound decision-making with the puck, and establishing him as a long-term middle six utility forward. Number 9, blue liner Sam Rinzel. Standing at 6'4" on the right side of the blue line, Rinzel pairs great mobility with creative puck distribution. He also adds strength, and as he adds strength and becomes tougher to play against in the defensive zone, the ingredients point towards an effective two-way second-pair defenseman. Rounding out the top 10, Marek Vanacker. Vanacker exploded for 47 goals in the OHL last season. He is a hard-nosed, direct winger who wins 50-50 puck battles along the wall and thrives around the crease, projecting as a gritty middle six winger. Looking through the rest of the pipeline rankings, you see the pure depth in the system. Number 11, center Sasha Boisvert, possesses clear NHL traits and physical size, but needs to rediscover offensive consistency after transferring to Boston University, which is where I'm taking my daughter next week. Number 12, dynamic puck-moving defenseman Xavier Villeneuve, speaking of Boston University, who possesses outstanding mobility, hands, vision, but needs to address defensive physical play and risk management. Number 13, right shot defender Samu Alulari, bringing steady puck skills and power play utility. At number 14, we haven't talked about this gentleman too much, winger Nathan Beam, which we got talking about him more. A toolsy scoring threat out of the WHL, working on his off-puck play. And number 15, Kevin Korchinski, who boasts great skating and transition skills, but must take the next step in his physical engagement and defensive consistency. And number 16, which I'm a little surprised he's this far down the list, my boy, winger Nick Lardis, who brings pure speed and a lethal shot after producing both in the AHL and NHL. At number 17, tall winger Ryan Rubrecht, who possesses high-end shooting as well as raw size. And number 18, power winger AJ Spalacy, high-end athlete with quick twitch skating and hard-hitting style that coaches will love in a bottom six role. So when you add it all up, the Blackhawks possess one of the most comprehensive, talented collection of young talent anywhere in the NHL. And we would have ranked higher if we didn't do the Bo Bottom trade, just because the 4th pick went to San Jose, who now are on the top of this draft board, of these rankings. So because we didn't have any first-round draft pick, right? So when you're looking at Corey Pronman's top 5, which prospect behind Connor Bedard are you most confident will become, or hopefully will become, an elite NHL top 6 fixture? And looking at Mr. Levshunov, do you think he should be ranked higher given his physical ceiling on the blue line? Because he was ranked, where was he ranked? He was ranked number 6. So do you think he should be ranked higher than 6? So let me know what you guys think. And then moving on from there, let's take a look at Mr. Kane. So it feels kind of unreal and awesome to say Kane is back home in a Chicago sweater. Showtime is ready to rewrite even more history right in front of our eyes. So we already know the resume by heart, right? 3 Stanley Cups, the Conn Smythe, the Calder, Art Ross, unforgettable 26-game point streak that shattered Bobby Hall's franchise record. Just last season, Kane hit the historic 500-goal plateau and surpassed Mike Modano to become the all-time leading American-born scorer in NHL history. Now, locked into a 2-year deal in Chicago, Kane is knocking on the door of massive NHL and franchise milestones. So first up on the league stage, the race to 900 career assists. Kane enters this coming season, the 26-27 season, sitting at 892 career helpers, putting him just 8 assists away from joining the ultra-exclusive 900 assist club. He's currently 22nd all-time in NHL history and needs only 3 more to pass Phil Housley at 894 for 21st overall. Over his legendary career, Kane averages roughly 53 assists per 82 games. He racked up 41 helpers in just 67 contests in Detroit last year. Now imagine him feeding Connor Bedard on the rush, setting up on the primary half wall in the power play. He's going to blow past 900 in the opening weeks of the season. You just got to think that's going to happen. Then there's the Blackhawks franchise record book. In his first run in Chicago, Kane put up staggering numbers. Second in franchise assists with 779. Second in franchise points with 1,225. Third in goals with 446. This season, watch the franchise games played leaderboard. Kane currently sits third in Blackhawks history with 1,161 games. He needs just 32 games to pass his longtime championship teammate, Duncan Keith, at 1,192 games for the second most appearances in franchise history, trailing only the great Stan Mikita. What makes this reunion so special isn't just the personal accolades. What Kane made it crystal clear when he signed, he didn't just want to return for a nostalgic victory lap. He came back because the team is rising, to build chemistry alongside Bedard and to push Chicago back into the Stanley Cup playoff conversation. Getting to watch number 88 chase down legendary milestones in the Indian head sweater is going to be pure magic for every fan in the UC. Where do you think Patrick Kane will finish in the NHL's all-time assist leaderboard by the time his 2-year contract wraps up? Is he going to be in the teens? Is he going to be in the top 10? What do you guys think? I think he could be knocking on the door of the top 10, actually. I got to look at it, actually, before I say that. I should probably look at where those records are. But he definitely could be chasing it pretty well, right? He's already going to be in the 22nd easily. So let's see where he goes. And how many total points do you project Kane and Connor Bedard will combine for this season playing together? Be interesting to see what you guys think. All right, moving on from there, Jordan Greenway. Oh, and I got these last two pieces from Blackhawk up. Jordan Greenway, the missing piece for Chicago's bottom 6. So whenever a blockbuster trade goes down, everyone, of course, you got to focus on the headliner. When we acquired Bo Byram from the Buffalo Sabres, that's where all the headlines went. But we've been cautioned by Blackhawk Up, don't sleep on a secondary piece of the deal, forward Jordan Greenway. He's not come to Chicago to light up the highlight reels. His career high sits at 12 goals and 32 points, and he posted 6 points in 40 games last year, dealing with injuries. Now, if you're looking at raw offensive box scores, you're missing the entire point of why general manager Kyle Davidson brought him in. Davidson made it clear that the Blackhawks needed a distinct change of dynamic in their bottom 6. We needed heaviness, straight line forechecking, wall play, and defensive utility. Greenway checks every single one of those boxes. At 6'6" and nearly 230 pounds, Greenway completely alters the matchup game. He averages roughly 139 hits per 82 games over his career. When he gets on the forecheck, finishes checks below the goal line, and pins defensemen along the boards, he creates space and wears opponents down over 60 minutes. We saw that exact formula on display during Buffalo's playoff run last spring. In round 2 against Montreal, Lindy Ruff praised Greenway's dominance in the dirty areas, winning battles along the wall, protecting pucks in 10-foot radius from the boards, and playing a heavy playoff-style brand of hockey that creates goals out of sheer work ethic. And then there's the penalty kill. Chicago's penalty kill was one of the team's biggest strengths last season, finishing second in the NHL with an 83.6% kill rate. But with Ilya Mikheyev and Jason Dickinson moving on, the coaching staff lost two massive shorthanded staples. Greenway is consistently ranked among the league's most effective shorthanded forwards. His combination of reach, active stick, and shot blocking willingness makes him an immediate plug-and-play penalty killer for Blashill. So think of his potential impact like a Pat Maroon archetype, a veteran big body who establishes team identity, protects young talent, eats defensive minutes, and makes the Blackhawks significantly harder to play against on a nightly basis. If Greenway stays healthy and delivers that veteran sandpaper every single shift, this bottom six is going to look night and day different. How big of an impact will Jordan Greenway's physical presence have on Chicago's bottom six this season, do you feel? And do you see Greenway stepping right into a primary top unit penalty killing role come opening night? What do you guys think? It'll be interesting to see what you think. And of course, got to get to the comments. As always, Doug Walker, 5210, repeat offender extraordinaire. I think the best Hawks move, Soderblom. I think it's best the Hawks move Soderblom if possible, but that depends on Mr. Comesso. If he can bump him out, the Hawks automatically become harder to beat. Because yesterday we were talking about the Soderblom possibility of trading him before camp. And people are thinking, maybe we get Soderblom out of here. So, all right. Thank you, Doug. Appreciate that, sir. Indigo68, repeat offender extraordinaire, another Bay Area friend. If Bedard goes to wing, he has plenty of chances to catch some of these records. The multi-point game record could be his. Love the shirt, PJ. Oh. Thanks, man. That was my Pearl Jam shirt yesterday. Yeah. If he goes to the wing, I know there's a lot of people saying move Bedard off of center and he'll flourish at wing, and he very well could. He very well could. Yeah, I get it. He's not the big physical center. I totally understand that. So wherever, if he goes to wing, yeah, he'll probably score more points for sure, right? But it's wherever he's being used is where he's being used. So I get it. But thank you, Indigo. Thank you so much, buddy. Really appreciate you, sir. As always, Joshua Bauman, 3209, our other friend from the Bay Area. Great episode, PJ, as usual. Thank you, sir. It sounds like you had a great birthday weekend, and I did. Thank you very much. I love the story about your shirt. Yes, I am PJ. Yeah, I know. It was pretty funny. Bedard will break all the records mentioned, manifesting as we speak. Have a good one, Mr. Benoit. Thank you so much, Joshua. Appreciate you, bud. I hope Penelope's doing fantastic. Kenny Bogeski, 8824, repeat offender extraordinaire. Comesso replaced Soderblom. He's manifesting as well as putting it out there. Alan T. Willie, 192, repeat offender extraordinaire, a de facto street beat reporter. Glad you enjoyed your birthday weekend, PJ. Thank you, buddy. I really did. I'd move Soda for a fourth-round pick. We have to make room for Gahan in Rockford. I think a developmental year would be wasted in Indy. Yeah, true, because he's already gotten better competition out in Worlds, Slovakia. So, true. Great point. Great point. As always, Alan, you know your stuff, man. Mats, 436, repeat offender extraordinaire. Brilliant mind, Mr. Mats. As I have said before, Soder will be moved before trade deadline, regardless of where the Hawks lie in the standings. As streaky as Soder is, he's better served on another team. I think any goalie might be better served on another team with how bad our defense has played for our goalies in, especially this past season. Anyway, I hope the Hawks get some genuine mid-level wingers instead of, or even draft picks. Unless Soder has a .925 save percentage in 15 games, I don't foresee him being here for long. Note, maybe add a countdown to puck drop as part of your opener, considering it's almost September. Yeah, quick note, I am going to do that. When I'm not drunk, I actually think about things. I am going to do that. Next week, I'm out all next week because I'm moving my two youngest kids into college. Actually, three youngest kids, but two of them far away. into college. So I'm not going to be around next week. So sad. But we'll be doing that when I get back, because then I can do a proper countdown. So, yes, on the docket, buddy. Thank you very much for that. I don't think they had music acts at Chicago Stadium, as the only music that comes close to the noise, and the only venue, that comes close to the noise volume the old barn had would be the Rosemont Horizon All-State when it's full of hockey fans. I'm pretty sure Chicago Stadium had music acts, if I'm not mistaken. And Rosemont Horizon can be very loud, or All-State can be very loud, because I have seen many concerts there, and the acoustics are terrible. They're just the worst acoustics ever. So yeah, it gets really shrill in there. And so I am sure Rosemont full of hockey, because I've seen some Wolves games there. It can get pretty loud. It can get pretty loud. So great point. Great point. Thanks, Mats. Appreciate you, buddy. As always, Carm Alarm 88, I want to say, has commented before. Because it's a great name. I just love the name. So if not, welcome to the party. But I want to say welcome back. So fantastic name. Comesso could replace Soderblom. Comesso's best season in the AHL is actually pretty comparable to Crawford and Knight. I think he has the heart and potentially be better than Knight in the long run. Hope we give him the chance to show his stuff in the NHL. I also want Knight to get a cup. Florida trade robbed him. True. So Knight is great. Comesso is also great. I don't know if you caught this, but I had mentioned, or I shared before back in the past on the channel, that I was up in Milwaukee last year. My wife, CaraTheAuthor.com, she's a romance author. We were at a romance con. I got to sit at a bar, have a meal, chatting up, had a conversation with a guy next to me who ended up being the goaltending coach of the Admirals. So I was talking with him. I said, hey, who do you like on our team on the Ice Hogs? And he was like, well, I really watch goaltending. Comesso, the real deal. Kid's really, really good. So he was really talking up Comesso, and so your comments really track, obviously, so you have a great eye. So thank you for that. Appreciate that comment, and thank you for being a part of all this. Skip Johnson, 7255, repeat offender extraordinaire, of course, friend of the channel. Chico Maki, of course. And we've got Philip Zirkle, 5146, repeat offender. If Connor stays healthy, seemingly always an if, but yes, if he stays healthy, I believe he can challenge both overtime goals and power play goals. I believe Stan Mikita's points leader for the Blackhawks will still be safe. All right. Fair enough. Thank you, Philip. Appreciate you, sir. Mark Goss, 953, repeat offender extraordinaire, our friend from the Phoenix area. Hey, PJ, great show again today. Thank you very much, sir. Again, you brought up a great memory for me. I saw Led Zeppelin at the old Chicago Stadium, which, all right, I thought they did, in 1977. And to this day, the greatest show I've ever seen. Jimmy Page was amazing. Never thought I'd see and hear that sound come from a guitar. God, it must have been so loud in there. The man was truly amazing, and in my opinion, the greatest guitarist of all time. Anyway, I would go with Big Al at number 20, just for being the second 50-goal scorer on the team. Okay. Again, it's a hard one. That a lot of these numbers are going to be very difficult, regardless. But yes, a hard one. 19 is JT, of course, Taves all the way, with honorable mention to Troy Murray, of course. It seems like 19 has been worn by several great players, including Joel Sakic, Stevie Y, and Joel Thornton, to name a few. Oh, that's very true, actually. I know when you get to number 28, there will be no discussion of who's the best of all time, of course, Mr. Larms. You have a great day, and thanks for all you do. Thank you, of course. Thank you so much, dear sir. You have a great day as well, Mr. Mark. Bob Panzak, 6728, repeat offender extraordinaire. Yes, in 1977, the Blackhawks had to play games 2 and 3 playoff round against the Islanders because the Zepp concert scheduled on that date. Oh, well, there we go. More Zeppelin. They lost game 2, played in New York, and were eliminated. Also, Zeppelin, it was the Who that were famous for being super loud. That was who was famous. But I'm sure the Zeppelin was not quiet. I don't think they were known for being quiet. So thank you, Bob. Appreciate that as well. I'm stressed. Still one of my favorite I always say gamer tags, but favorite usernames there. Not really a hot take, more of a question for today. Do you think the fan base at the games will ever reach the level of energy that we had when the Red Wings were our rivals. It just hasn't been the same in the Madhouse since the division change. I miss the Detroit sucks chants and the animosity. I've become friends with Red Wings fans now because we bonded over missing our rivalry. It's not right. All right, you know what? It's a great point. It's a great point. Rivalry drives sports, right? This is why, and this is why the Bears went to Green Bay. This is why George Halas went to Green Bay and talked to them about keeping the team and not moving it, because rivalry is good for sports. The way that we have rivalry and the way that I see two things diluted the rivalry. One is us as a fan base not having easy access to the team, and whether that is by TV or by, so A, we don't know the team, and B, ticket prices, not having access to the team. So you don't have access to the team either by sight or by going and seeing them, right? So if we don't have access to them over the airwaves and we don't have access to them by going to see them, then you don't care. So there's the first part. If you don't know the team, you don't care. The second part is there's too many teams now. And it's not too many teams now, but there's a lot of teams, and they're talking about expanding again, which is great. It's healthy for different markets and whatnot, but it's hard to create the rivalries and to get them going, because the more teams there are, the less times you meet to get the rivalries going. In the old Norris division, we met all the time, and Detroit's an original six, so of course, original six meet. There's a lot of energy there, and yes, those rivalries we met. We used to be, North Stars used to be boxing matches all the time, and then they moved to Dallas. And do we hate Dallas? No. So it's like that's kind of changed as well, right? And then the St. Louis used to be really a lot of bad blood, but that kind of toned down. It's still kind of there, but it's not the same, right? So there's been a lot of dilution. So yes, those rivalries still we're missing them. We're missing out on them. I feel that stress. See, now you're stressing me out. No, but I feel that. Yes, yes, I agree. So, thank you. Wow, I just went on another tangent there, but yes, I get it. Thank you, buddy. So, thank you for your comment. I'm stressed. Linda O'Brien, 8538, I believe has commented before, so I'm going to say welcome back. Soderblom sure is inconsistent. Soderblom has been inconsistent. But, again, you put anyone in... Knight has shown better with the same defense, right? So, there is that argument as well. And she also says, does everyone think Spencer Knight is a great goalie? Spencer Knight has been the best goalie we've had for a while now. And the most consistent goalie we've had for a while. And so I think, yes, Spencer Knight is a great goalie. Soderblom has been inconsistent. And I just feel bad for Soderblom because, he's kind of been thrown in the fire. But Spencer Knight also has been thrown in the fire, and he has been seemingly able to step up to the challenge. So take that as you will. So thank you, Linda. Thank you for your comments. Appreciate you being a part of the channel. And that is a wrap for today at Blackhawks Nation. So if you're new, welcome. Hit that subscribe button. Just helps us keep climbing. Sky's the limit, of course. Please remember, if you don't like this, like my mom actually did tell me growing up, I do have a face for radio. Go check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Go check us out on Facebook as well, right? If you want to get a hold of me, LinkedIn, fantastic way to do that. Search for Blackhawks Daily. Reach out to me, slide into my DMs, all that fun stuff. If you're a regular, thank you for your support. Thank you for spreading the word about the channel to all your family, friends, and neighbors. Just so kind of you. Get them all in here. Water's fine. It's a lot of fun, right? It's an absolute honor building the very best community in all of hockey with all of you guys. It really is. I say this all the time. It's my favorite part of my everyday. It is. I just get to hang out with you, and we just get to talk about hockey. How cool is that, right? So thank you for that. And as we always say, we celebrate the very best team in hockey with the very best fans in all of sports. That's all of you, fine for feathered folk, in the greatest city that this beautiful, gorgeous blue dot has ever known, our beloved Chicago. So, I am PJ Benoit. Enjoy the weather today. I think it's supposed to get a little hot and sticky. Maybe some thunderstorms, but hopefully nothing bad. Just hopefully nothing bad. I'm sick of rain. I really actually am sick of rain. And I know all of you are as well. And for those in Indiana, I hope you guys are okay. And that eventually you get some power. And yeah, I've heard it's pretty bad over there. So hope people are okay over there. Anyway, I'm PJ Benoit, and we'll see you next time on the Blackhawks Daily.